Silk painting for beginners. Today will be very easy design, very easy to repeat, just for trying for the first time. I will paint pure silk with paints that need to be steamed. I have already pulled the silk on the frame. This time I decided to show that not only white silk can be used, but also tint. This will give a special effect when painting. To apply the outliner, I use a special tube. It's important to bring the line of the resist to the very edge of the fabric, otherwise the paint can flow into the nearest area. The color of the resist is black, and there is a metal tip screwed on a tube, which allows drawing a more accurate line. The tips come in different diameters. This one is 0.9 millimeters. The color of the resist is black. As you can see, I use porous paper to take the drops of the resist off the tube. As I said, today's pattern will be very simple and very easy to repeat on your own. And plus, it will help you start feeling how to draw the line, how to get used to the tube. So above the design. If you feel unsure, you can first try to draw such lines in paper with a pencil or a pen. But I specifically choose a design where the line can be drawn freely in any direction. And I imagine waves and splashes. The rhythm, length, and direction of the lines can be absolutely anything. And if your hand is not hard yet, there is no way you can get the line wrong. Of course, I think the rhythm of the waves is better to vary, make some wider and longer, some narrower and shorter. Also, I decided to draw a butterfly. After applying the resist, it should be allowed to dry properly. And only after it has dried, you can begin to paint silk. For painting, you need water, yellow, red, I have crimson, blue and black. The palette is a white plate, and I have a porous paper to dry the brush. My palette will give a good demonstration of how the colors are mixed and what color comes out when mixed. This silk doesn't have very good fluidity, so I have to rub the paint with a brush. I like variety in color, so I change colors all the time. And what I was talking about at the beginning, the color of silk has a great effect on the color of the paint. On the palette the colors are brighter, and mixing with the color of silk they become toned a bit, softer. And I forgot to tell you that I use a synthetic round brush. But I have both a larger bristle flat brush and a smaller synthetic round brush prepared. Here I just wet the silk with water. I want to leave the actual color of the silk in some areas. Here, for the larger areas, I used the bigger brush. Now I'm just rubbing, softening the color of transition. I rotate the frame for convenience. I'm adding the blue color, and because it's applied on the tint silk, it's not as bright as in a jar. You may have noticed by now that the paint has gone over the outline in some places, and two questions arise. The first one, how can this be fixed? And the second one, what caused it? Why did it happen? So leave this area until it's completely dry, and later I will show you what to do in this case. And answer to the second question is, there can be few reasons for the paint to flow over the resist. 1. The silk is very dense. You are too fast to draw the line of the resist, and it has not had time to penetrate to the depth of silk. You are painting silk using a lot of water. It begins to let the liquid paint through. Just the quality of the resist. I have seen many times that the same resist of the same manufacturer can hold the paint very well and may not be good at it, not at all, and that's why I prefer solvent-based resists. Another way to deal with the leaks is to paint on that spot with the same color, but that's assuming that the paint on the second side of the leak is still wet. The best way to deal with leaking paint is to wait until it's completely dry and then run the resist a second time, slowly, so that it has time to penetrate to the full depth of the fabric, and then repaint this area again. And one more trick. If you don't really like your gamut, if it seems unassembled to you, you can use glazing. You mix the color you want on the palette, mix it with water, and cover the entire image with a thin layer of this paint. Or you can not paint the whole image, but only part of it. I would like to remind that subscriptions, likes and comments are warmly welcome. If you find this video useful, hit the like button and it will help the channel to grow and will motivate me to create new videos for you.